Hey guys, what's going on? Jonny Lafrentz of Backstage Entertainment. We're standing right here with none other than Jonny 5 from the Flobots. Jonny, what's going on?
Not much, man. Just chilling here in the green room.
That's a green room. We'll say green room.
It's not a bathroom.
Right.
There's not a toilet right there. There isn't.
We are at the waiting room tonight, Omaha, Nebraska. You guys have been here quite a bit, you have mentioned, and we are doing the interview in a bathroom here. So, yeah, so we're going to have fun with this. Like I said, this is whatever rated show. Do whatever you want.
All right.
You were just talking about how you did one of your first internet interviews, and you talked about how somebody asked if you get pussy more.
Yeah, and I said I'm not really a pushy guy, you know. I don't ever get pushy.
Oh, no, pussy is what he was saying.
Oh, that's true. And then I didn't answer.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Just pass on some of those, huh?
Yeah, you just pass on whatever ones you need to pass on.
That's right. Okay, now let's talk about this. I mean, Flobots. I mean, you guys have been around the scene quite a bit before, and you guys just posted on Facebook that you guys were hanging out in a cornfield or something. You guys wanted the fans to interact, to see pics of you guys in a cornfield or something. What was that about?
I mean, we were coming in. I forget what the exact rest stop was, but I got off the phone and I saw Brer Rabbit, and he was just walking towards this cornfield at the edge of the parking lot. And I could see he was drawn to it. I could see that he saw something that I also saw, which is that we don't have cornfields like that where we're from. But there it was. So we both ran off. People were yelling, "No, no, don't go!" We ran into the cornfield and we started taking pictures, just like you do.
Yeah.
Posing and making, stunting and trying to
and that's how you
do it big up in the cornfields.
Yeah. You want to interact with fans because it seems like all of the fans are going to the Facebook, the social media, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They want to see pictures.
We need to get them back out to the cornfields.
Yeah, exactly. That's
like, what are you guys doing on the internet? Get out there in those cornfields like it used to be.
That's right. So maybe an idea, concert in the cornfields, huh?
And I have to ask, I mean, for me, I look at those cornfields and I'm like, man, especially the ones where they're all dead, how fun would it just be to run through and just like, just like muscle around in the corn, jump through them. I used to have dreams like that.
Really?
Not about cornfields specifically, but where you're like, I don't know if you had these dreams. I had a dream where everybody was kind of dressed. It was like a laser tag thing, but you would dress up in like, kind of like what the stormtroopers are wearing.
Right.
And you got to walk around, and you were allowed to like punch people and jump through walls and everything, and it didn't hurt, but it did make an impact. Like you'd punch someone, and it would like layers of plastic would collapse in.
Gotcha.
I feel like you could do something like that in a cornfield.
Yeah, you probably could.
Just my 2 cents on this important issue.
I think you're giving some fans some ideas out there. So, well, let's talk again. Like your guys' hit song "Handlebars,"
true,
is very kind of a different song, I'd say. I mean, where did the inspiration come from "Handlebars," and did you guys think that song, out of all of yours, would be the most popular?
I mean, "Handlebars" really came all in kind of one flash. I was riding my bike home.
Okay.
I was riding with my hands off of the handlebars. The bike did have handlebars, but my hands weren't on them. So, and I was just thinking, like, wow, this is such like a nice little kind of childish joy. Like, hey, look what I can do. And I thought, when does that change as human beings, where we're just being able to do something? Usually, it's just like, that's cool. Yeah. But at some point, someone being able to do something becomes not cool. If they're like wiping out another race, or they're, or economic policies that destroy another country.
Right.
There's people applauding them, but there's other people suffering. So I thought, you know what, putting all that in one song, it seems like it would speak to kind of the range of the human condition. So I got home, got off my bike, wrote that song, called my mom on the answer machine, sang the song to her, called Brer Rabbit, sang the song for him. And I wish I had saved those messages, because that'd be fun to listen to right now.
Fun to listen to.
But we thought that song might be attract people's attention. The second we started playing that song in Denver, just at local clubs, people really loved it, and so we got a sense like, yeah, this could be one that really goes far. But we're proud of all our songs. We have a new album coming out that's we're very, very proud of. So
yeah. Well, let's jump. That's later in the interview, but let's jump to that now.
Let's go. We're gonna do a time travel.
Let's
go forward into the future.
Okay, and then we'll backtrack here in a little bit.
Nice. Okay, so everyone set your clock forward like 45 seconds, because that's where we are.
And then so you got that. Yeah. Okay, new album. Tuesday.
Out Tuesday.
Probably one of the big questions you guys have probably answered quite a bit is, you started with the name Stop the Apocalypse, now changed it to the Circle in the Square.
Right.
I kind of heard that you guys had a better fit with the second name, and was that kind of the story behind that?
Stop the Apocalypse kind of was coming off of our survival story, thematics, where basically there's a lot of people obsessed with Armageddon, apocalypse, end of the world, 2012, and that obsession can become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, where you make something happen that wasn't going to happen. So Survival Story, the whole theme was like, let's write a story where we survive and make that the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Stop the Apocalypse was part of that thematic, and it seemed like the logical next place to go. But then life has a way of kind of giving you new information, new world events, and suddenly last year we have the Arab Spring, we have Occupy, we have all over the world people in Russia and Chile and all these places, this global democracy movement spilling out into the streets and people kind of taking charge of their own future. And for us, the circle and the square, the community of people in a public place was what last year was about and what this year continues to be about. So that's where the circle and the square came from. Okay.
So yeah, like you said, you guys are very proud of this new album coming out. Is there any one specific thing that you're real proud of for this?
I mean, I think this album is the most organic. It's, Fight with Tools was real like anthemic, and people really latched onto it real easily. Survival Story had more layers, and so it was like you could really listen in a deep way. I think this one has both. Right. It's really personal and emotional. It still has like obviously political references. It's connected to the world, but I think it's also just real fun. Like it's got some real epic songs. It's got some real celebratory fun ones. It's got some like sad ones. So I think it's just well-rounded as an album. So I'm proud of our growth. I think we've all gotten better. Okay. 2010, I spent the entire year writing rhymes. One every day, sorry. Yeah. I did a New Year's resolution, uploaded a rhyme of the day. Some of the people out there might know about Jonny 5 rhyme of the day. Every day, new rhyme on YouTube. And that helped me develop as an artist. So I'm proud of how I've developed since then.
Yeah, set a New Year's resolution like that to help make yourself better.
Yeah, exactly.
You followed through.
It's like you're going to do no chocolate? No, forget no chocolate. One rhyme every day on YouTube for the whole year. Yeah. I did it.
Nice. Well, follow through on your resolutions.
Exactly.
So a good message for the fans out there. Huh?
Yeah, man, follow through.
That's right. Here's another fun question for you. 2008, you guys really started getting your popularity. I mean, been on TV and everything. But one in particular thing, and I don't know, you probably were involved with this, but you guys are actually on Love Line.
That was my favorite thing we did in 2008.
Okay, you guys answered some sex questions and stuff. How did that kind of come about? And I mean, what was probably one of the weirdest questions you think?
I'm going to flip it a little bit different. My favorite thing about that whole experience was, so there's 6 of us, so we did 3 of us on the first hour, 3 the second hour. It was Dr. Drew and Stryker interviewing us. Yep. And Stryker made some comment, some weird thing got said, like ribbons of poetry, and he's like, oh, you should put that in a rap. I was like, okay, I will. So I started writing it down. Yeah. And then this running joke started to develop. Like every time someone would say something like he could fit a bar of soap in his foreskin or whatever, I would write that down. And I wrote down all the notes. And then it became like a real thing. Like, okay, I'm going to make this into a rap, and I'll come back in an hour, and I'll do the rap. So the other we switched band members. The other 3 went in, and I spent the next 30 minutes like putting together a rap based on everything the show had talked about. Came back at the end of the show, and you can't find the show on the internet, but you can find Jonny 5 raps on Loveline, and you can hear my rap. You won't really get it because you don't know about the bar of soap and foreskin, or about how Stryker used to get in where he fits in his sofa back when he was a teenager, or any of that. But it was a pretty proud moment for myself.
Yeah, so it sounds like you had a lot of fun.
It was very fun.
All right, another big question that you guys probably answered quite a bit too, but a lot of fans like to know this, is you guys worked with Tim from Rise Against.
We did,
on a song, I mean, White Flag Warrior. And what kind of brought on Tim coming and, being featured in one of your songs?
Well, we'd had the pleasure of touring with Rise Against in England in, I think, 2009, early on. And, so we got to know them a little bit there. And they're just like the nicest people in the world. They're this huge band. They're taking us on tour with them in England. We're a hip-hop band. They're punk, but they understood that we had something in common in terms of common values. And so we got to know them a little bit there, and we were working on that song and just felt like, this needs like a little extra something. Mm-hmm. And so we called him up and said, hey, I mean, why not? You want to get on this song? And he was like, sure, I'd love to do that. So we flew out to Fort Collins, and we just came up with that on the spot. Mm-hmm. We're talking about what we needed to put in that chorus, and he went into the booth and was like, let me just try it out. He just went in there and was like, right on! Just let it. Right. Like, all right, man.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty good to me.
It adds some pizzazz to the song, is what I think. So, let's do a couple of these real quick. Like I mentioned to you, we have a BSC box. We have
These are Flobot specific or just for anybody?
Just for anybody, because we've had fans like our page. You guys can do the same, like Backstage Entertainment. Get your questions in here for bands we interview. So,
what would you be doing as a career if you weren't doing this? Yeah. Well, right before doing this, I was working at East High School, and I was thinking that I might want to be a teacher. I was thinking I would start as a math teacher because I know algebra, so I could just get the teaching part under control. Yeah. And then as I learned how to teach, then I could do like U.S. history or something that I could always be learning more and more and more.
Right. So very diverse.
That's what I would probably do. Or I'd be a linguist, I think. Okay. What is your favorite and least favorite tattoo, and if none, do you want any? Well, I don't know about in general, but one time I had someone come to me and they knew I spoke a little bit Japanese, so they were like, "Can you tell me how to say the sweetest thing in Japanese?" And I was like, yeah, it would be like Ichiban amai no koto, but you wouldn't really say it like that, but that's what it would be. They're like, "Oh, okay, thanks. Can you write it down for me?" So I was like, "Yeah, my handwriting's not good, but I'll write it down." So I wrote it down. I had no idea why this person was asking me this until the next day when she's like, "Hey, check it out." And I was like, "Hey, what's that?" She's like, "It's a tattoo." And I was like, "Oh no!" And she had written like not even the way you write it in, because I just wrote like left to right. I didn't write the traditional down, and it was my handwriting, or maybe it was the Japanese teacher's who she talked to whose handwriting, but it wasn't like nice Japanese handwriting, and it was permanently on her body.
Ouch. Does she have any complaints or anything?
That's one of the reasons I don't have a tattoo, is that I would do something like that, I'm sure.
Yeah, something you might.
If I got a tattoo when I was 18, it would have been a smiley face, like a yellow smiley face. And that's why I'm glad I didn't get one.
There you go. So you might regret it later.
Much respect for everybody who actually has like good, the planning skills to get tattoos, because I don't have that.
Yeah. Well, let's try one more, then I know you guys got to get to the show pretty soon. We got to start here pretty quick.
Nice. If you had any superpower, what would it be, and what's the first thing you'd do with it? I think my superpower would have to be being able to speak every language on the planet, because then you could. Then I would just write raps in all of those languages.
That's a new one for us. You get to come and fly.
Yeah, I mean, I want to fly too, but Cypher. There's actually a mutant that has his power. His name is Cypher. He's with the New Mutants, and I'd like to become him, and I'm taking active steps in that direction. But
another New Year's resolution coming up, I think, huh?
That's true, right?
That's true.
A new decade's resolution. Put them back in?
Go ahead. Yep, because we'll use them later in other interviews. So, guys, once again, Jonny 5, or you said if I was feeling cool to call you 5.
Yeah.
So we got 5 here with Flobots. Guys, check them out. They come around your area probably. Check their tour schedule and everything. And any last message for the fans out there?
Thank you for supporting our music. These days, the music industry's kind of crumbling away, so artists really appreciate it when you support us. And so we thank you for inviting us out here to Omaha.
All right, guys. Jonny 5 from the Flobots. Check them out. Hey everyone, make sure to like Backstage Entertainment on Facebook to see our photos, to enter yourself into contests for autographed prizes, and other news. Also, make sure to click the subscribe button on YouTube to check out the rest of our videos. And you can find us on Twitter to get updates about what we're doing. For Backstage Entertainment, this is Jeremy Lafrentz. So, somebody asked if you get more pussy, huh?
Actually, he said it in a way that I could have made the perfect joke. He's like, "Have you gotten more pussy?" And I wish I'd said I think I'm pretty assertive, but I don't think I've gotten that much more pushy since. He's like, "No, pussy." I didn't even get to make the joke. Instead, I just got really awkward and shy.
We'll be back. I don't know.